Alright, so just come.
Got that highlight.
Alright, so yeah, jump up to front. Yeah. Alright.
Fire light.
Shalom, shalom.
Wow.
We're live once again out in the highways and the byways. First, we're going to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and all the elders at the Church of Great Millstone, and shalom to the sincere, hopeful elect out there, you brothers. That's prophesying in the true name and the true doctrine about the times we're into and headed to, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Right? And the kingdom of heaven is at hand more so than ever right now. You know, even though it started to become at hand during Yahweh Shai, you know, but from then on till now, things have been you know, fluctuating, right? And now you Biden and the speaker for the CDC just came out and spoke about the whole Delta variant being so deadly that it could transmit from person to person as easy as a common cold. So that I wouldn't be surprised if they say next that it's airborne, because a common cold is so easy for people, you know, especially if you got a family. You sneeze accidentally, and then you know your daughter get it, your brother get it, you know. So now they're saying that a person that is more a person that's already jabbed up, that got the juice, is more likely to transmit it easy as somebody that hasn't got jabbed up. So basically, the people that did get jabbed up was all for nothing. It was just so people that got these side effects, right, and had allergic reactions or whatever. It was all for nothing. You see?
That's just the push for another jab.
Also for a major lockdown, right? Because now nobody's able to be trusted. So now that's why they're trying to push the mandation to frontline workers, especially for people that work in Amazon, Netflix, Facebook, Google. So far, in Twitter, they're not, you know, on it yet. But these frontline workers have to get it. They're forced to get it, right? Because those are government businesses, right? And by September, they want the military to all the military members to have that, all the personnel. Especially now that Biden is trying to bring them back to America by the end of August. You see? So there you go. And now they want the things to be locked down until what? 2023? Because what? Now this is the final hoorah for them to shut down these middle class businesses. Because these middle class people that's middle class, that's making money from 60 figures up, those that own, you know, restaurants and, you know, things like that, that's what's gonna finally cripple them, which is crippling society as a whole, so they could have the poor and the rich, no in between. So that's when they are forced to have a digital currency, you know, because that's coming, man. The jabs and everything are nothing but trial runs and preludes for the actual shebang, so to speak, you know? Got it, brother.
This is back up what you just said. As far as with the small businesses going out of business and all that, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3, starting at verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall turn. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
Right? So that's a lot of businesses shutting down. I believe the scriptures speak about the Ecclesiastes, the doors being shut. You know, so these people are not. You know, people are getting fired if if they resist the new policies, because now they come in with more restrictions now. You know, or they either quit it. You know, and there's not going to be no more benefits. There's not going to be no more stimulus. They shutting all these. They're taking everything out. You know, pressure from above and pressure from below. Right, so that way they can force the people. You know.
It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. As a matter of fact, yo, to go into that, the door, it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. That's the businesses closing, and also you go into like a shutdown, an actual quarantine, because ain't nobody moving. So the doors are shut, you in the crib. You can't go no places, man. You know, like over there in what? Australia somewhere. I know it's over in that region, in that area somewhere. Yeah. But yo, you can't, if you're not jabbed, you can't go shopping. Yep. Right now, you can't go to the market. You can't do none of that. Only jabbed people can go to these places. You know, so if you're not jabbed, you got shut up the crib. So that's a prelude to the MOTV. You know.
Hey, in London, and, people are rising up over there because of that. Germany, Italy. So they're trying to catch those regions first before it hits the soils of America. Because once it hits the soils of America, that's when America's going to come full throttle to try to shut the banks down. Because you got to understand, over there, those are America's allies. That's why, they're in bed together. But also, America has their international banks planted out there. So once the fiat currency is no more, it's done away with, that's when they're gonna have to push for that digital, because everything's digital. To travel, you got digital passports. You gotta have digital on your phone, like the brother mentioned. When you go to these places, you gotta show on your phone verification. Like there, this is what the doctor signed off on my phone. Because they got the QR codes now. So that is all systematic. Like the brother said, the prelude for that MOTB.
Right. Bring it out.
And like you could lose your phone. You know what I'm saying? But you can't lose your arm unless you got some crazy ass diseases. You know what I'm saying? So that's the prelude, because they want to actually put these things inside. Now they're saying that with the second jab or the jab to come, they trying to say that it's going to have that chip in it. So that's why you think they trying to jab everybody, bang, bang, bang. Because it's a scheme.
Hey, and I remember, I believe I sent you like a short film that this guy, he had a car, but inside the car, it was like a smart car, right? And the video's called Smart Card, like an actual card you pay with. It's called Smart Card, but everything was smart. Everything was everything was digital based. So he ended up losing his card. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It was a cashless society. But then, the card couldn't even open up. So everything was against him now because he wasn't part of that database. But then they put the chip in him. So then he started, business back to normal, right? But then this guy, he robbed him and he chopped his hand off. So the guy started to use his hand and stole his car with it. So like the brother said, you could lose your phone, because it's not attached. Because because you got a chip in here, you got a chip in the plastic, but soon they want it in you. They want to be married with you, so to speak, So, and that's heavy. Because what we're joined together with the Lord. They want people to join together with them. That's why, people with the signing off the contracts, But that's what we headed to, man. Because you see niggas is robbing now people for money. You can lose money. In Venezuela, they wiping their ass for money right now. They killing each other over quality garbage. So, that's coming to America real soon, huh?
It says in the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
That goes to so just going back real quick to the grinding, and even Jake say that, I'm on my grind. When you grinding something, you working. Even in the ancient times, right? You had the smiths, they would grind, they would use instruments, even instruments of farming, the plowshares, because those were signs of working. Those were instruments of work, But the daughters of the music, these musicians, people that are rich, they're going to feel it the hardest,
Because you got now, like, the last shutdown, which they open, but they still playing with. But the last shutdown, they wasn't going to recording studios. You know what I'm saying? They had to have it inside their homes or whatever. A lot of them dudes did. Now they got it. It's so crazy. They got an app called Rap City, something like that, where you could actually put a beat on your phone and rap, and it syncs everything together. So it's like a studio. You know what I'm saying? So that music gonna be brought low. These people ain't gonna be out here partying, hitting the clubs, the bars, and all that. Why? Because they gonna be stressed, man. In the morning, they ain't gonna want to party no more. When all these things start to come to America, man.
The birth of the land is gone.
That's right. It says, verse 5. It says, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be burdened, and the desire shall fail. Because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets.
Yeah, you're gonna have, and we was speaking about this gently in the car, about the insects and different bugs and animals ending up in city areas. A lot of animals is leaving their habitat, due to wildfires, due to them cutting down trees, due to them destroying the crops with the pesticides and with Bill Gates buying a lot of farmlands, because he's joining hand in hand with what's that the old guy for on the Rockefeller Foundation, Monsanto, right? Where they with the GMO, because they got synthetic meat and everything like that, destroying the farmlands. But also you got over there in not the Philippines. It leaves me right now. But it was a bunch of monkeys, hundreds, flooding the streets, fighting over food. So you got a lot of animals now leaving their habitats on the cities for food, for starvation. You had elephants, a family of elephants just walking in the cities, and these people, they're in awe now, because they don't understand, right? And that might happen literally, when the scriptures speak about a man shall flee from a bear and the serpent bit him, right? Showing you that you're not going to escape the judgment of the Lord, right? But on the flip side of it, I was going to say flip mode, but on the flip side of it, there's going to be actual animals that the Lord is going to put his spirit in them, to fulfill his will of judgment, because these people are going to be running, man. They're going to be scared with lions and, when they say lions, tigers, and bears, oh my.
That's right.
Yo, you're gonna have things like that happen, all types of birds, leaving, going, because the birds, go according to the weather. They go according to the earth. You know, when the seasons change. You know, and now they're being even the animals are confused now, cause they're land off of instinct. Right? That's why you see a lot of the earth is like the scriptures say, the earth language. So that's why you got a lot of volcanic eruptions, right? Earthquakes and that. You just had an 8.2 earthquake in Alaska. You know, you having these so many floods. I know your brother's seen it. Floods to where people are actually dying. People have to start investing in boats now, in jet skis, because there's so many floods happening around the world. You know, and Italy was just hit with a storm of hail. This lady was recording her car, showing that cause she was hiding in her car the whole time. Cause you get hit, those are like stones from the sky, man. You could die from that. That could crack your skull. So her whole car, bro, was destroyed, man. It shattered the windows. Man, so you cannot escape the judgment of the Lord. You know?
Yo, like you said about the animals leaving their habitat, they got that over there in Jersey, man. A few years ago, like a couple years back, it was bears showing up in people's backyards and all that. Like, I'm talking about big ass bears. You have baby bears, you have regular, actual adult bears showing up in people's backyard eating their food, man. You know, and it was just one bear, they actually gave it a name, man. But it's gonna go from them trying to be like Joe with the bear, Joe familiar with the bear, to the bears actually attacking them. You know? Because they build their homes in all these different places, chopping down all the animals' habitat. You know, taking their homes from the trees and all that, man. You know?
They say here in Florida beaches, you see nearly 800 tons of dead fish and seals.
Yeah, cut.
Over in
That's
Florida?
right. Yeah, cut. And that was it's an actual place where people go there to go fishing. Yo, matter of fact, it's like with the brother I know down there in Baltimore. He just took a little trip like that on the harbor where they was going fishing. He called and was telling us about it. So that's the same type of resort that they have down there in Florida. So now that's taking away their jobs, man. Because if people not coming to fish, that's taking money away from you. You know, your company and everything. So that company can go under, man.
And that's causing famine.
And that's why America is giving out all these stimulus checks and the PU loans and all that. You know what I mean, for small businesses and everything. But Jake is taking that money and blowing it, man.
Look.
You know? Yo, look, see? The lanternfly.
And a lot of these bugs.
We talking about famine right now. You see that? Yo, we was talking about that in the car, man. Yo, it's the lantern fly on the ground that we're looking at. And those are, and yo, it says the brother looked to the earth. Matter of fact, can you get that again, bro? So you can read it and then you can understand what we're talking about these lanternflies. You know? Because they eat everything in their path, man. Anything. And they eat the crops. And that's how I know famine is coming to America. Because yo, how long you gonna keep living delicious, man? And wasteful. Because you waste food, man. You're always throwing it out, man. Just throwing food out for no reason, man.
Hey, what do you say? This is gonna be a wasteland.
Yeah, God. Where you could actually feed the animals with that. If you don't want to eat it, feed the animals. But a lot of this food is fucking poison anyway. So the animals like, man, I don't want that shit.
And a lot of these, like what you read earlier, with the in Ecclesiastes, you got locusts, grasshoppers, things like that.
Right.
A lot of these insects, they're in other words, they're carnivores, so they're designed to eat these things.
Right.
That's why certain insects are actually lawful to eat. You know, because they eat grass and the green things of the earth. So if you're destroying that, they got nowhere else to go. They're gonna come to these trees or whatever, right? You know?
You got
Let's say for the lanternfly, it's from Asia, and it eats everything. And it says, and the U.S. looks delicious.
Say that again?
Yeah. It says the lanternfly eats everything, and the U.S. looks delicious.
See that? And that's the Lord's doing, man. You know? Because he's going to eat all the food So you people, you're not going to be able to eat on top of the farmers destroying their crops because you got your government paying them to do so, man. And the general, it was a farmer, he was like, he thought it was a bunch of bull crap until he said he started getting them checks. And he was like, yo, they decided to destroy the crops themselves because they had two options. They had even they had even
The bird shot.
yeah, the government can shoot over them and drop all them pesticides, but they said, or they could do it themselves. And they said if they did it with a lawnmower, they would get $600 extra added on to whatever they was receiving. You know? So Esau's favorite line, everybody has a price. And you seen it because what? The government just paid them to destroy the crops that they're making money off of. You know? So they probably like, yo, how much do you make off of this farm, this, that? We'll give you this, we'll double that, add on to it, plus we'll give you a $600 extra if you do use a lawnmower, man. You know? And a lot of them people greedy, so soon as they see that, they like, man, fuck that. I don't gotta do all this hard work and I'm still getting paid. But in the long run, it's gonna end up coming to bite them in the ass. You know?
Right.
Yeah, that's why with the shutdown, and they limiting people to go to these supermarkets, because these supermarkets got 3 days of food. Now, if they stop the trucks, and they stop these trucks with the shutdowns, the scriptures say, a man shall desire to go into a city where we live, so they're going to shut down these from going to city, unless you got the job, right? They're not going to be able to distribute the food. So they're not going to be able to distribute the food to these local markets. And the restaurants, forget them, they're going to be shut down. Because where they going to get their stuff from? So that's putting a lot of people in business, you know? And 3 days worth of food. So that's a great family.
Yo, kind of
Because now
imagine.
you got Bill Gates. He's opening different factories to create synthetic meat. That's why they're trying to do away with the farmland. So they're trying to have a 3D, I believe a brother brought it out. How they build the 3D printers? They got 3D printed food. So it won't like go old, you know? And these people don't know what they eat. You know, so what? They could rely on them for the food. They don't have to rely on planting their own crops. They don't got to rely on fishing. So the government's trying to discourage people from relying on getting their food on their own. You know, they got to rely on them. You know, because if you control the food, you control the masses. You know?
Then like you said, it's only a 3 days worth of food in the market at any given time. So just imagine the shelves is empty. And on top of that, once the trucks stop coming in, now you got your little pocket stores and all that around, you know, your little delis that sell certain foods and all that. Now, once the whole neighborhood starts running to these places, Horton and like the what you call it, not riding, looting. When they start looting these places, they're not gonna have no food at all, man. On top of you know, and that's why in the book of Sirach it talks about what's it, Sirach, I think it's either 15, the 15th chapter, when it talks about they shall raid each other's homes for lack of bread, man.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what's gonna happen, man. Because you got people that's hoarders, man. They go out, they buy all this stuff and have it stocked up. And you never know, the Lord can be doing that. Because it says in the scriptures, it says, my servants out here. Those people might get hauled onto a camp somewhere and the Lord be around looking for food or whatever, and the Lord will lead them there, man. And that food was meant for them to eat.
Matter of fact, look at that. Talks about the family. What you do? That's how the job.
Matter of fact, Sirach, that's all right too.
Hey, that's the spirit. Because
No, it's
like the
not
brother
Sirach.
said, now, you know, Isaiah said, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. So these people are not aware of that. So what? They're going to be unstable. And this place is already referred to as the shadow of darkness.
Right.
So this is that light, allowing us to see through this or what's going on. You know? But even what Yahweh Shai, Shai was letting them know, like, look, you know, he feeds the birds. Like the brother mentioned, the elect, the servant shall eat. The scriptures speak about the birds eating, you know? And we're more significant than the creatures. You know, so that should put faith in you. Now, there's nothing wrong with, you know, potting up certain foods, getting, you know, gallons of water, little herbs here and there, you know, things like that, fishy posts, because you never know where you may enter. Not putting your faith in that, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, hey, if you gotta go, you gotta go. But remember, that's why the scriptures say, remember the times of old. Roughly paraphrasing, because why? The things that was written aforetime was written for our learning. Because our forefathers ended up homeless at certain scenarios, at certain time periods. Elijah in the wilderness, you know, John, you know, even Yahushua, he said he had no place to lay his head. Roughly paraphrasing. So the Lord always sent. That's right. Because the Lord sent birds to feed, you know, our people. Water coming out of rocks. You know, it is not impossible for the Lord to make sure you eat. You know, he can make you not even want to get hungry. You know, because at the ancient times back then, we used to fast for like 3 days. Even though we were stronger back then. But remember, there's nothing impossible with the Lord. You know?
This is Second Ezra, chapter 15. Matter of fact, I'm going to start the beginning. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, that speak against thee. And that's why, you know, we come out here and speak the way we speak. The Lord ain't putting us the spirit of fear of Esau, man, of this flesh like that, you know? So all that they talk about, oh yeah, you gotta get jabbed. They got concentration camps set up. They got the caskets, caskets that can fit like 4 bodies in them, 3 bodies or whatever.
Guillotine.
The guillotine. We're not fearing none of those things, man. Because that's what they have imagined against us, man. And it's all about Israel at the end of the day. It's all about the Israelites, man. Jacob and Esau. Why? Because Esau is in power right now, and they hate Jacob, man, which is us. So they want to put us to death, man. You know, it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Like, yo, the brother was talking about the jazz. And people got it for no reason, basically. Because they told you, oh yeah, and no, this is how retarded they are, because they told you if you get it, you still can get sick. It was a nigga woman on the
That's a double tongue.
Yeah, cut. It was a nigga woman on the she did a video. Now she said it was I think it was a woman that lived with her that she didn't get the jab, but she had like heart problems or something. So if she got the seat, you know, that she could die. And the woman was like, man, I don't believe this. I got the jab, and I still tested positive for the seat. And I'm like, damn. So first of all, you was unfaithful. Unfaithful to who? Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Ba'ashem Achakodash, man. And a lot of these people, they unfaithful. They don't have no faith in the Lord. They have faith. That's why scriptures tell you, go to them that go down to Egypt for help, man. Who trust in chariots because they are many.
Yep.
You know, so they see all that, man.
Hey, the scriptures say that there was an incident when this one dude, he went to a physician instead of the Lord.
Yeah, oh yeah, kind.
Trusting in that, you know? Because that, like the brother said, you are, they go into these doctors and all that, right? Because you got a lot of these, and now you got a lot of these UN trucks parked by these pharmaceutical facilities. Which pharmacy goes back to the word witchcraft. You know? And now, with them bringing the troops back from Afghanistan mid-August, when they're trying to mandate that, they're trying to mandate them to get it, who you think they're going to bring to the soils of America? These are the troops that's overseas. You know? But they're not going to have sympathy for you niggas, man. They're not going to show no mercy. And that's actually the spirit of the Lord. Because it's coming to a point where the Lord is going to stop talking. You know? The Lord is going to stop. And when he stops talking, that's your ass. Every single one of you that don't want to get it, that's when you're really going to start seeing everything that the scriptures is saying, that what we're reading is happening now, but that's when you're going to see it hit full throttle. You know what I'm saying?
Got to swiftly. Isaiah 65 and verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
That's right.
Because when I called, ye did not answer.
That's right.
And right now we're calling. We're calling out. We're betting them to the marriage. Scripture say wisdom crieth out. She uttered her voice in the streets. You know, and that wisdom is the scriptures. This is what's going to keep you stable if you got faith in these words. Because these words is not going to fail you. You know, the Lord is not going to fail you. Right? If you truly believe on these words, man, the prophecies, you know, and that's why these people are going to be destroyed in their unfaithfulness, because they don't fear the Lord. They don't fear him. You know, they're walking in their great pride. You know?
When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not.
That's right. What is Jacob doing now, man? Everything that Esau has in front of him, man. That's not delighting the Lord. They want to celebrate their birthdays. You know? Go to clubs, man. Celebrate every holiday that Esau has. You know, when the Lord say that he wouldn't even smell it. You know? That's an abomination. And that's the reason why a lot of these chicks go down.
Shalom, brother.
And that's the reason why a lot of Jakes gonna die for their lack of respect for the Lord, man. You know, they want to shave their heads off, shave their hair off. You know, wear dreads, man. Line up their beards, man. You know, and those are the things that the Lord speaks against, man. But Jake loves to do it, and the main reason why, because the first person. The first person that take the little Jake, the male baby, to go get their hair cut is the mother. You know, because they removed the father from the house. If he's a man of the Lord, he's not letting that go down. But they removed the father from the house, and the woman, everything that Esau represents, the woman represents. So she take you to get all lined up and everything. And you grow up thinking that, because the women that's around her, he looks so handsome, he's so cute, and it's that. So you grow up with that mindset, you know?
That's why these women are going to be the main ones to sell the families out with the jab and all that. Because if they don't got a man in the house, okay, they don't got the man in the house. They got Esau in the government for reliance. But once they take all that out the equation, then what? Now who you gonna call? You know, that's why the scriptures say, you know, that the women are gonna run for a man for help. A righteous man, a form of security, you know.
That was it on that. Jumping back in the book of 2nd Ezra 15, going to verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction."
The sword, famine, death, and destruction. That's all the judgment of the Lord, and it said on the world. That's talking about a global, because this is a global event we're experiencing right now. You know? Because, even wars, you had wars back then. but there was certain limited countries going, you know, but now it's going to be a global war. World War III, you know, the jab, this whole pandemic, famine, because just a famine alone, everybody's going to feel it. You know?
Yo, and them plagues too, man.
The plagues,
Going into like the jab. Look at how people's body are reacting to that. Look at how many people already perished alone just from getting the jab, man. You know? And it's only going to get worse. This is just the beginning of those things, man.
Yep.
You know? These are just the beginning stages.
What it said, the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this. It says, and this is the reason why. It says, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Hey, that wickedness had polluted the whole earth because the philosophies had traveled. All these treaties, and it tells you that in Revelation, the 18th chapter, how America, aka Babylon the Great, which was referred to as the whore, she permitted these other nations to commit adultery. She committed whoredom through what? Her philosophies and her treaties. That's why the Americans act like Russia, China, you know, even the BRICS nation are they're leaving the U.S. currency. That's why you got the war for that digital currency happening. You see? But what? That's friction. You know? And that's hey, cause they're trying to have it to where it's a one world currency. Right? But you know, the pestilence with all the people catching these side effects. That's also part of the pestilence. You know, people getting palsy, seizures, you got people that's what's that word? Becoming vegetables, paralyzed, you know? That's happening a lot. Hey, real quick, my Bakusha, brother can get us. No, yeah, of course, we're gonna jump to that. But Revelation 16:1, because this tells you what happens when you get that jab. Because the V is leading to the sea. You know? And there's repercussions for that, man. Like the brother said, you people that's getting that, that's showing lack of faith. And these Christians, all that, they're going to get that too, man. You know?
The book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth.
Yeah.
And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image.
That's coming. That ain't happening. That's coming.
That's right.
You know? Because these people, the mark has not been put in. Well, some people already got the mark. Don't get it wrong. But as far as on a global scale, and them forcing it on people, that's not gonna happen.
That's right.
You know, but it's coming. That angel is on his way to do just what the scriptures speak of.
That's it. And that's the hour of temptation. Because it says what? It's going to come upon all the world. So that's a future event. But right there at the scriptures, the Lord is putting it us to let you know. Because that's a warning. That, yo, this is what's going to happen when we read it to you if you get that. And then some. You know? But that's
And this, read that again. It's a scab, right?
And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword.
Grievous sword. And now you don't even know what they putting inside of these V's, man. You know? That's how the people coming up with all these different diseases and everything.
Yep.
And man, people gonna catch cancer, all type of diseases that they can't get rid of, man. Because they're manipulating your
DNA?
Yeah, your DNA, man. You know?
Hey, and also, because there's a lot of metals in that.
Yeah,
Because they even put metals in water. You got fluoride in water and all that, and that goes into your nerves, into your brain. But that's why you got people that was putting magnets. I know y'all seen that where people putting magnets on their arms.
Stick right on their arm.
Because you got a lot of different metals. But also that's preparation for when they put up these 5G towers, you know? Because that's why you got a lot of so-called quote-unquote like cyber attacks, and now they blaming it on these other nations, you know? But who's to say that when they put up these, you know, these towers, there's a switch that they could, you know, put and just have your ass bugging out, you know, passing out. People seeing that, so that'll persuade them. Oh man, yo, look, because right now you don't see people really dropping dead. You hear about this pandemic, everybody like, oh yeah, whoop-de-woo, but they're not really seeing people dropping in front of them. That fear is not put on them yet, you know? But soon when they see that, they're like, oh, nah man, forget what you're saying. He's actually dropping dead. So that's what's gonna persuade them to actually go and be like, nah man, I gotta get this. But that's when things are gonna, you know, hit, intensify, you know? That's like, yo, what did Daniel say? A time never seen before, you know?
It says, therefore, back in Isaiah, 2 Ezra 15 and 7, it says, therefore, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold.
Hey, that's also because when something's profanity, which is what outside the temple, you know, that's Salakia. What you just read, profane, yeah. That's when something is profane. Those are the wicked acts that's happening, meaning outside the temple. But this is church, you know.
Your body's a temple.
What's up?
You know?
Yeah, right, because they putting it in them. You know, the Lord dwelleth in you. Exactly, brother. Because the Lord dwelleth in you. So once you know that, you know, like the scriptures give you dietary law, you know, you exercise righteousness. So they exercise wickedness. So what? They practice it. You know? Because because there's no fear in them. You know?
It says,
you want him to get that verse and then jump up? Alright.
It says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood. It says, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
That's what we're doing now. You know? That's what we're doing now, man. The righteous and the just, the innocent blood. At least the Lord had the green light happen right away. You know? Keep it moving. But, yeah, because some of us might have to die through the Lord. You know, but that's gonna be Esau's eyes.
And when it's talking about the righteous and the just, it's talking about the Israelites, it's talking about the elect, man. But they really sign and crying. You got men out here that be perfect, man. But the elect is continually complaining. You know, like, Lord, man, what's up, man? Get us out of here, man. Get us out this prison. You know, we ready to go home, man. You know?
The book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
And that's what we saying. That's what we saying. You know him, man. But that's what we saying right now, man. How long is he not going to not avenge us, man? Because it seems like for right now, yo, you see us having church, right? You see us having church, right? So relax, bro. So anyway, now you just interrupting us in the middle when I speak. So if you want to ask a question, you will come over here with respect and ask. But anyway, man, always trying to make you lose train of thought. And that's another reason why we are trying to reasons like that. Because if Esau was out here speaking, you wouldn't have done none of that, man. You in the church speaking, you wouldn't have done none of that, man. You know? And then on top of that, you know, we seeing people get gunned down. You know what I'm saying? By the police, they doing it to themselves. Like the whole jab situation. We looking at the Lord like, yo, Lord, how long you gonna let this go on, man? You know? We want to, yo, we never want to talk about the shop, bro.
The book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Exactly. See that? And that's going into the spirit realm as well, man. You know? Because when a man passes away and he goes to the spirit world, that's what the spirit is doing to the Lord, man. So all our ancestors, the ones that's dying now, the 2/3 that died, and now they go back to the spirit world. They're like, Lord, how long you gonna let this keep happening to our people, man? You know, because now they're in their right state of mind. They know who they are. They know that they're Israelites. You know, and that's all the spirits is doing right now. Continually crying to, Lord, when you gonna take this man out of power, man?
That's right.
You know, when you gonna put us back in power, man? You know, but the Lord, he spoke his word. And he has to go by his word. He's bound to his word, man. You know? Just like going back into the book of Genesis, I want to say the 6th chapter, when it speaks about Noah and everything. You know, Noah was out there prophesying for a long time before the flood came. And y'all, they didn't believe Noah with the things that, it says, the things that they have not seen yet. Matter of fact, that's in Hebrews, the 11th chapter. I believe verse 7, if I'm not mistaken. You know, and Noah moved out of fear for the Lord, man. You know, because things that he did not see, and they haven't seen rain yet back then. Just like they don't see a thermonuclear war happening. They haven't seen that. They never saw a battle like that. They never saw a war like that. You know? So it's far-fetched from their minds. They're like, that'll never happen. You know, they're trying to disarm the nuclear missiles. Why the hell do you think they made them, man? They ain't make them just for show. You know? Yeah, just like somebody buying a gun, you think they just gonna have it for show? They bought it because they gonna use that shit. The same way they making these missiles and all that, they bought them because, but they're preparing them, they're making them because they're gonna use
Sorry,
it.
I apologize for that. You know, you're right. I should have came over here. Thank you.
No problem. Because they plan on using it, man. So that's why we out here speaking the way we're speaking, man. And the spirits is crying out to the Lord. Our spirits is crying out, man. You know, it's the scripture that talks about, like, it's your spirit be moaning and groaning, making intercession, praying when you're sleeping. You know, because of all this wickedness that's going on, man. But it's
That's why I said, why the simple, how long the simple ones will love simplicity.
That's right.
Because that's making a plea to the Lord.
God.
You know, Lord, how long?
Yeah.
That's why he said, wait on me. Because even Yahweh Shah got to wait on the Most High.
That's right.
You know, and that's just, that's how it is. That patience is synonymous for simple. So it's the Lord finds it pleasing for us to suffer for his name. You know? So you're gonna suffer regardless. So why not suffer for the Lord? Suffer for righteousness. You know? Even if you gotta die. Because you might just die regardless. You know, scripture says some might not taste the death, but that's the elect. You know? And some nations that gotta be slaves. But the point is that you're gonna have to suffer regardless. So who you gonna suffer for? Because the Esau could come down, even if you got the chip, he's still gonna kill you. So why not suffer for righteousness and die with honor? If you do gotta die. But the scriptures say, because remember, your spirit don't die. So if you died in honor, the Lord know, that's an honorable spirit. Because he created it. Like what you mentioned, certain spirits cry out. You know, so. But you done with that, brother? Or, what's that, Revelation 16?
Go to 19.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 2. For true and righteous are his judgments.
See that? Yo, true and righteous are the Lord's judgments, man. He can't make no mistakes, man. You know? The only people that make mistakes, look at Esau. Look at all the mistakes, bro. All the mistakes he's making with his technology and all that. The Lord is taking away his technology from him, man. He's taking away his wisdom from him. But these people been under his spell so long, that's why they quick to grab the jab. Because they have no faith whatsoever, man.
Right.
You know? And you got these Christians that go to church every Sunday. Oh, I believe in the Lord this, the Lord that. But you getting jabbed up. So who is your Lord? Your Lord, yeah, you believe in him because your Lord is Esau, man.
Yeah, that's your God.
Yeah, God. That's why you worship that goddamn Cesare de Borse, man. That's why you represent that, man. And every time you think about that image, like, yo, oh, I love it. Yeah, that's Jesus. You know? That's who they love. Yeah, God, that's who they love, man.
Hey, if I may jump in real quick, and that
Go ahead,
proves
brother.
that the mark, the MOTB
Yeah, God.
is not a religion.
That's right.
Because
That's
you
right.
can't insert a religion. Well, you can put it in your mind, but it's not going in your hand. Like, that's not something you could inject, you know what I'm saying, in
That's right,
somebody.
God. That's right, yeah.
And we
Yeah.
all had that.
That's right,
So,
yeah, yeah.
you know, it says that
Right.
once you receive it, ain't no
Yeah.
more.
It's just done. You
Yeah.
doomed. Just
Right.
done.
That's a beautiful point.
That's done.
Because we all had it. So what? We
Yeah.
all got the mark then.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Because you got different marks written in the scriptures.
Yeah, God.
Ezekiel spoke about the mark, speaking of being exempt from judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And us being in this second Egypt, the second Passover, so to speak, because we're gonna pass over from here to our home, right? That mark is in our minds, in our doorposts. Because what the Lord said, He shall not, you know.
Right.
So who's the one that He has to suffer you for you to get that spiritually, you know, so you can enter the right way in the front door, not through the window, not creeping up from behind, like Biggie said. Nah, you gotta go in the straight way,
That's right.
you know. I didn't, you know, just going into that was like a parable for some, but to those that understand, hey, those that got ears to hear, eyes to see, like the Lord said, man. You know, because that blood is on our doorposts, man. And who's that? That's the blood of Yahweh, man. He shed His blood, so that way we can enter into that salvation. That way we say, yo, we the hopeful life, man. You know, because these people, man, they gonna have blood in their heads from that bullet wound. That death, that second death, that John saw, you know, that's gonna be in that lake of fire, man. Like the brothers was talking about the missiles.
That's right.
They're not just showing it off and having parades. That's them talking their shit. That's the scripture, like in Joel saw the vision, how the weak is saying, I am strong. Now you seeing, you know, the little ones, you know, doing their push-ups and eating their weenies, standing up against, you know, the bully, man. America, that bully. You know?
Matter of fact, let me read this real quick. But nah, just to back you up, this is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. It says, enter ye in the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there that find it. And few there be that find it.
And few there's just.
Right, and that's that
Yo, the
elect.
water for that.
That's
That's
the elect,
beautiful.
man.
Yeah, only a
That's
few.
Yeah, because that's what? That's a small remnant, man. Everybody can, like, this is Broad Street. Look, this is a Broad Street. Everybody can get on Broad Street. But, you know, one of them lines, only one man can walk that line at a time. You can't walk side by side in one of those lines, man. Those little lines that they got going down the middle to divide everything to keep the traffic to the side, man. Everybody can't walk on that, man.
There's billions of Christians.
That's
or
right, yeah,
people in
God.
Christianity.
That's right,
Billions
God.
of people in Islam.
Yeah, God.
So how is that the way?
Yeah, that's
Hey,
right.
hey, just like when Fauci talk about trusting science and all that. Well, just remember, the scriptures itself say, make not mention of many books, because you can get deceived by anything that's outside of what the Lord is talking about.
And yo, and they really don't trust in science. They trust in their own vain beliefs, because science is that's like hypothesis
Yeah.
that another man thinks. So you got a lot of them, you know. So they might have this theory. He has that theory. He has that theory. That's all science is, man. You know, and they all try to come together and put facts and try to make it make sense. You know, but it's some things that you just can't make sense of, man. Because the Lord won't allow it. You know?
Right, and what you just said, hypothesis,
Wow.
all that means is somebody having an educated guess.
Exactly. That's all it
You're
is.
just guessing off of certain things you know, but do you know the full spec? Because look, Yahweh Shai even told him, yo, the wicked scribes and Pharisees, you could discern the weather because you know, it's cloudy, so it's going to rain. You know it's the season, so it might be a storm or a tornado. So Yahweh Shai was telling them, yo, y'all can discern the weather, but y'all can't discern the times y'all living in.
That's right.
They don't know prophecy.
That's right.
So he shut them down.
Yeah,
You know?
that's right.
And I got a precept to back you up on that real quick. Because it goes into
Here we go.
I'm gonna jump back, yeah. You know, we jump around, that's the spirit.
Spirit moves.
The spirit. But this is I'm like, hey, and that's okay. Yeah, like, and that's okay. But real quick to back you up. Yeah, this is it. 1 Timothy chapter 6, I'm gonna start at 19. It says, and that's another reason why we gotta get that microphone
Oh, yeah.
to block out the sound or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Get that at work.
But it says, 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 19, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come. That's what we laying up, a good foundation. You know, but when you build up a foundation, that's you want it to be on solid ground. So we're building up what on that rock. You know, not to jump to something else.
You're that chief cornerstone.
Right.
But
Like,
now
yeah,
that
yeah,
foundation is actually the word, man.
That's
the,
right,
the
yeah.
right doctrine.
Exactly.
That's the right foundation, man.
Yep. It says that they may lay hold on eternal life. Verse 20, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and opposition of science falsely so called.
Bring it out.
And that's all the scientists do. That's profane and vain babblings, man. Because you ain't talking about shit, man.
Yep.
Like DMX said in that song, he's like, if you ain't speaking the truth, shut the fuck up, man.
God.
You know? If you ain't speaking the truth, shut the fuck up, man.
Hey, Siraki tells you that if you don't know something, to put your hand over your mouth.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
people that don't know, they try to make it sound good. But now you just adding or taking away from the word.
Tap dance.
And I got one more, going back to start being on the straight gate. Because that's also part of being the broad way. That science, that the school, the this, because now you trusting in another man rather than the Lord.
That's right. They actually
You know?
have a church that Tom Cruise, and a lot, not just Tom Cruise, I'm just putting him out there, because I know that he's definitely in it. The Church of
Scientology?
Scientology,
Yeah.
Beyonce and all them, and that, all them people, that's actors and rappers and that lifestyle, whatever, that's their church right there. So they trust in men. But when the sky cracked, they going like, oh shit, those niggas wasn't lying, man. You know?
That's their foundation.
That's right.
And they building it upon sand.
That's right. Nah.
So when that wind blows, that's it. Like the big bad wolf. The three.
Little pig, let me in.
But see, you gotta,
And I'm puffed.
no, but that's why the Tempest can't destroy something that's built on a solid rock.
right.
You can't shut down the Howard shot, man.
Bring it
You
out.
know, because it say, if this foundation, Salaki, if it's built on man, Salaki, I don't want to put you, but it's Acts 5:38. You know, if it's built, if it's in man, if man, you know, in other words, if man did it, it's gonna come to naught. You know what I'm saying?
Bring that out.
But you know.
You got that, bring
But I want to get this, going back to what the brother mentioned with the straight gate. This is St. Matthew, chapter 6, verse 22. The light of the body is the eye.
That's right.
If therefore,
Yo, that's why you got some dudes that cover their eyes up, man. Like, yo, General Yohana, man. You know, when he teaches with those glasses on.
Yeah,
Dark
stupid
glasses.
shit.
So you can't see his eyes, his soul, man. You can see a man's soul through his eyes, man. That's why when you speak to a man, you're supposed to look him in his eyes, man. You got, who else? Nate be doing that sometimes, too. You know, wearing those dark shades. You got men that teach. I seen dudes from HOI teach like that, man. You know, with dark shades on. That's how you know they full of shit, man.
Rappers and shit.
Yeah, cut. Yup. And yo, damn, exactly. Those rappers, those entertainers, they always wear dark ass shades because they wicked, man. And they know that the wickedness. Like if you're looking at man eyes, you're like, oh. Like Dave Chappelle after he came back. Look, man, they broke that man down. So he did all type of homosexual acts, whatever rituals he had to do.
Yo, Bill
and you can
Cosby.
see it in his eyes. Yeah,
Remember when Bill Cosby came out
looked
of
crazy.
jail?
Yeah, he looked crazy.
His shit was
They
like a
broke
lizard.
that man down.
You know, one eye was looking this way, the other.
Yeah.
God.
You
They
looking at
broke him down. They broke him down, man. You know?
But so it says, if therefore that I be single, the whole body shall be full of light.
That's right.
Cause you looking straight, and that's why I use that example. Like if you in a tunnel, you see the light is straight, so your eyes see. You're not looking at it. Your attention, your spirit is not all over the place. You know, that's why you're able to be full of light. You know. So verse 23. But if that eye be evil, that whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?
How
No.
great is that thing? That's a wicked motherfucker, man.
So that's all they see.
Sure. Yeah, wicked.
So therefore, your doctrine, people are going to stumble. You know?
Just bring up the brother's point.
God.
It's the book of Acts,
I'm gonna jump out the car.
chapter 5, verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone.
Right, so don't be partakers of these men, man. Don't be partakers of their doctrine. None of that. Like you said earlier, no hand joining hand. Our people, you said that. Because now, you gonna, because Nate got a lot of blood on his hands, man. So does these Catholics, so does these Islam, so does these Jehovah's Witness. And hey, the Lord had mercy on whom he had mercy on. So he might just have that sincere person see the men of the Lord. They just may see a man of the Lord perform a miracle, and right there they may get it. Hold on, let me see.
Back to the top. Book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 38.
Good.
And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
That's right. And yo, the Lord is showing you that right now, man. He's showing you that right now because a lot of, look at the Sakari.
Yeah.
You know, that's the work of man, right? Because if that was of the Lord, they want to be falling apart like this.
Yeah.
You know, they denounce the names and all that.
They denounced
You
the,
know,
book
and
of
they don't,
Hebrews.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it. They don't even believe in Yahweh Shai. For real, but they calling on his name, and they really don't believe in him because the whole Hebrews is talking about him, man. You know, the book of Hebrews is talking about Yahweh Shai a lot, man. So how the hell you gonna say Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai and you don't even believe on it? That's why the scripture tell you many says, have we not cast out demons in your name? Then he's gonna be like, Lord, Lord. He said he's gonna be like, depart from me because I never knew you, man. You know? And they doing it for vainglory for themselves, man. To get those views, to get the women. You know, the little church that come and being a prophet. But everybody wants to be a prophet, but they don't want to live a prophet's life. And a prophet's life is not sweet, man. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Hey, what's that? Slucky. I just wanted to get the scripture where it mentioned how many shall depart from the
In the
doctrine.
inside,
From the,
yeah,
they doing that.
Having
They,
itching ears.
right. That now a lot of them are saying they denouncing Yahweh Shai's miracles, right? Not warning about the times with Jacob's troubles. That John is not in the truth. So that shows you that they're departing from the faith. Because the apostles have yet to do that, man.
Second Timothy 4.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. I charge thee, therefore, before God and the Lord Yahushua, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all suffering and doctrine.
And that's what we doing, man. You know, in and out of season. Because a lot of these dudes that's departing from the faith and all that, they wasn't in and out of season, man. They was taking breaks.
Yep.
There ain't no time for breaks. When you at war, it's no time for breaks, man. You know? Just like, yo, you got to think about the Cold War and all those wars that they was fighting for years, man. They ain't taking no break like, yo, Sarge, listen, today I just don't feel like fighting today, man. I'ma stay back at the camp in the barracks and watch TV all day. Yo, Sarge, it's a game coming on. The Sarge ain't trying to hear that shit, man. He like, nigga, you gonna get out there and fight, man. You know? Just like the Lord commanded us to come out on the highways and hedges and teach. That's the same thing that we have to do, man. It ain't no taking no breaks. No, I'm tired. I don't feel like going to camp today, Lord. I don't feel like making this video, Lord. I'm tripping, man. You know?
Like the Lord needs them.
Yeah, kind of.
Verse 3, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
Yo, and that's the time we living in right now, man. Right now we living in that time that you see it, man. They said the time will come when they shall not, we said,
Well, they will not endure sound doctrine.
that's right, sound doctrine. That's what this is, sound doctrine. It makes sense. It's a great foundation, you know? But these people, they not trying to hear it, so they make fun of the rape doctrine. Oh, yeah, they can rape 12-year-old babies, little babies, this, that. Yeah, the Sabbath doesn't go by the moon. What the fuck do you think the word month comes from, man? Moon. Then they used to call us lunatic Israelites. So, of course, yeah, the lunar moon, that's the fucking moon, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
These dudes is straight crazy. And yo, Esau set all of them up to be that stumbling block, man. That the Lord set them all, the Lord set all of them up to be a stumbling block.
Continuing in verse 3, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
That's right.
And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
You see that? It's turning the fables lies, man. You know? That's another one that you was talking about. But that's a great one. You know? That's the spirit though. You know? They're gonna turn into fables, man. Fables, lies. You know, like a fairy tale, man. That's what they believe. You know? Because those men, yo, the flat earth doctrine. You know what we're speaking about in the corner. You know? And a lot of men stumbled over that, man. Because I remember when it first came out. You know, and you got some men talking about, yo, I don't even got, that's a conversation I'd rather not have. You have to have knowledge in all of that, man, because the scriptures speak about that.
Yep.
You know, it tells you that the earth, but, and yo, they talking about the flat earth and all that. When you can see the moon, man, the brother Kodas was talking about that the other day. The sun, you can tell that's a sphere, man. You know, you can tell the moon is a sphere, man. So the earth is just going to be different and all that, man.
Yo, hey, and if the
Even
earth,
a fucking basketball is a sphere, man. The fuck you play with a flat basketball?
yeah,
It's
that's
just
right.
crazy.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they don't think, they be like, oh, well, it says all four corners of the earth. They take that shit literally like it's corners. Dumbass niggas, man.
You can fall off.
Yeah, cuz. No, and
Haven't
that's
everybody fell off yet?
exactly. And that goes back to in Cristobal Colon's time. Because they knew that the earth wasn't flat, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to get people scared because they didn't want them to know about other lands. So they told them that. There's like, yo, you see that right there? When you go to the beach or to the ocean or whatever, you can see that little line that looks like a white line. They said, yo, if you go to that right there, you'll fall off. You know? Because they knew it was other lands over there. You know? And they used the book of Ezra to get there, man. They even said that in his movie, the Cristobal Colon movie, man. You know? But they told the people that, and that's how you know that spirits come back reincarnated as who they was, man. You know? because those people that believe that now, they believe that shit back then.
Yup.
You know?
Hey, look at eggs. When animals give birth,
Yeah,
it's
cut.
round. Well, it's
Well, eggs.
it's more round than not. But even in the womb,
Cut.
before a woman gives birth, a womb,
Talking about that sack, that
it's
embryo
circular.
sack,
The sack. The
yeah.
earth is
Embryonic-
considered as a
embryonic
womb.
sack. Yeah, cut.
Seeds, you know, when you
Yeah,
put-
cut. That's right.
So little things like that should make you think like, it makes sense.
Yeah, cut.
But you know,
These niggas is crazy.
I got a swift one.
Go ahead, brother.
Talking about, the folks that speak against the elder apostles.
Cut, yeah, cut.
Luke chapter 6, verse 26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you,
Yeah, cut.
for so did their fathers to the false prophets.
See that? Yo, and that's the cut, man. Read that again, bro. Because that's the truth, man.
yeah, you probably should get move up a little, just so you know what I mean.
Cut.
The book of Luke chapter 6, verse 26.
Con.
Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets.
That's right. Why? Because that goes into they speaking well of you because they're feeding your ego, man. You know, they want you to feel good about what you're saying because they want to feel good about themselves. They want to feel good about the wickedness that they do. So when you speaking the truth, they're not gonna like it.
Right.
You know? What's that song? Yeah, what's that song from 50 Back Down when he was rapping about Ja Rule, and at the end he was like, they're not gonna like you. He was like, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, man, at the end, they're not gonna like you if you speak the truth. Look how they spoke about your house shop.
Yep.
But you are gonna have men that speak well of you, you know? But the majority is gonna speak against you, man. You know why? Because you're telling them the truth. What they say, the truth hurts.
Hey, and they said they shall hate you for my name's sake.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. It said what? That's beautiful because it said if the world hates you,
Matter of fact,
it said if the world hates you, yeah, glad that Baba Prasad, man.
I got that. That's the spirit.
Yo, come.
You got
For
that?
John, verse 7 and 7.
Bring it out, bro.
The world cannot hate you, but me it hateth,
That's right.
because I testify of it,
See?
that the works thereof are evil.
See that?
Hey, and to testify, you gotta be a witness.
Come. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And the
That's
scriptures
right.
speak about the witnesses.
Come.
You know, spiritually.
Come.
Because you got men that were talking about that fell out. Because Yahushua warned us about false prophets. Just because you know you're an Israelite, that don't mean that you're. It said what? Many are called, few are chosen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that should put fear in you to want to, you know what, let me get right. Let me make sure I'm on sound doctrine. I'm on a solid ground.
Come. That's
Because the
right.
scriptures speak about us being rooted, man.
That's right.
So if you're not rooted out, you're gonna be easily taken away with that wind,
That's right. Come.
like a leaf off of a tree.
That's right.
You know? So you gotta be rooted in that same doctrine. The apostles haven't switched up their doctrine yet. And then even the Romans. People know, all of a sudden they know more. So they wanna, you never see, what's his name? The Karate Kid. You never saw him stand up against me, Mr. Miyagi. Let me teach you something, Mr. Miyagi.
Right.
Nah, hell no, man.
No, what-
Man, you play your position, you stay your ground, man. You humble yourself. You have respect.
That's right.
Because if you do it to a man that's teaching from the right doctrine, you doing it to the Lord.
That's right.
Because the Lord's putting his words in you. Well, in that man, which is the apostles on up.
That's right.
You know?
And it's the other one you're probably
So
thinking
that's
of.
like Daniel San going against
Then
Mr.
you see,
Miyagi.
yeah. Daniel.
Yo, see, Luke said that.
God.
And it's the other one. The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18.
Bring
If
it
the
out.
world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
That's it right there. That's it. That's right. If the world hates you, know that they hated him before us, man. And then keep going, bro.
If ye were of the world would love his own.
That's right.
But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world,
See that?
therefore the world hated you.
That's right. And yo, those words right there should make you feel good, man.
That's it.
You know, what they say, you gotta have haters.
You gotta-
Ah,
You know what I mean? They gotta hate. You know what
That's
I mean?
right. Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
really say if they're gonna hate, let them hate, man. You know? But fuck it. No, that's 50 said that shit. He said, Drake told me to go ahead and switch the style up. If niggas hate, then let them hate, but I'm gonna watch the money pile up. And that's what we doing.
Yeah, we watching our
Yeah,
money
we
pile up.
this is spiritual money right here.
That's right.
This is
No,
spiritual Christian.
exactly.
Yo, that's right.
Cause yo, what tells you to lay up your treasures in heaven,
That's,
man. You know,
that's it, bro.
you know, lay up your treasures in heaven, not here on the earth, where thieves can come through and steal. And it also says that moth it can get corrupt, man. Rust and moths can get it, man. You know, and that's what these niggas want to do. I'm stacking my paper. You can't take that shit with you when you die, man.
That's right.
You're not taking that to the kingdom, man. Cause we gonna have real riches, not this fucking paper money,
Hey,
man.
since you said that,
That don't mean nothing.
it's a
You
lot.
know, go ahead, bro.
My bad. It's about fast.
Right.
Because you said that, so I'm following my Baba shot. Yo, and it said what? I chose you out of the world.
That's right.
So
Yo,
we're
yeah,
in the world in the flesh, yeah, but we're not of it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not putting our faith. We know that it's easy that of the Lord to make a man rich. We know the Lord can bless you with what, you know what I'm saying? But we're not putting our faith in this.
Right.
That's the difference, man. Because John said what? If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Why did he say that? Because he knew, even back then they knew that they were in captivity. You know?
And that's heavy too, because the Howard shot when they was killing you, right?
Oh. Yep.
When they was like, I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world. The Howard shot, he knew at that time he was going to have it. Everything was already promised to him from the beginning. You know, he just got to wait for it. But when he said, I already own this, it already belongs to me, they looked at him like he was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't in the world that they was in. He wasn't of this world. You know what I'm saying? And when you tell people that, they be like, huh? And you can tell you're not of this world because you get frustrated and angry at the things you see. A person that's of this world, they be like, oh, he's a you know, alphabet letters for those people, you know, that love the rainbow, you know.
Hey, what not?
You get angry at that, man. You know? You get angry at oppression, man. Like the scripture says, surely oppression makes a wise man mad. But a gift destroys the heart, man.
That's it.
You know? And that's why these people, they love this shit.
Yo,
How the hell you can be happy in captivity, man? That's crazy. Right?
yo, niggas is happy in jail. And they literally behind bars.
I
But
used to
because
hate that
what?
shit.
They got a little phone. Because I went on live the other day. And I'm watching niggas in jail on live. And they smoking, they party through how the radio, bro. They jamming. I'm looking at them like, yo, you still don't learn the lesson. But what? You said that the gift destroyed the heart. Now they saying, yo, if you get the jab, you can hit $1 million lottery. You
Oh,
get a year supply of Krispy Kreme donuts. You jab your kids, you get a year supply of Happy Meal. You can go to the games, all that bullshit.
And it's funny because now, under the Tazawan, he did a video on that. And they had, they was Jakes, man. It was one older Jake, a male with the bald head, clean face. He had on dark ass shades, so you know he was wicked. You know? You had I believe she was from the Northern Kingdom. You know? She hit for $1 million. And then there was a 15-year-old girl, Jake. She looked like she was Issachar. She hit for $1 million. So everybody that hit, all of a sudden, just giving out all this money to Jake. You know? Because you know this place is about to come. And Jake just said, how you going to spend that money? He's like, man, I don't know. I'm going to try to, you know, give back to my community. Motherfucker, this place is done.
Hey, Elder Malcolm said they gonna be homeless with the new Jordans they bought.
Yeah, God, yo, and not on top of that, you might perish before you even get the money, man. Because you already took their jab. So since you took their jab, yo, man, they know what they doing. That's why they setting up all them 5G towers and everything. They're just getting you further and further, more connected with this stuff, you know? So you can be, they want to turn you into a computer, basically.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
They want to turn you into the net. Everything gotta be controlled by them. Now, if you're a computer, computers take data. You know, the computers are not smart. The one that's smart is the one putting the information into the computer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Putting the programs and all that. So that's all that they're doing. They're turning you into a computer, making you dumb. So everything that they programmed to do, you don't do that shit, man. You know?
Like
You
that
saw
movie.
I see it.
Like that, like, you know, I just say like that movie, End Time with Justin Timberlake. How they had the time,
Yo,
and
come.
the machine was inserted in their arms,
Yeah, yup.
and they were running out of time, so you had people robbing each other.
Yeah, come, yup.
and shit.
Yup. Just so they can get more time. You
And
know?
the jabs, there's been a lot of proofs that the jabs got nanobites in them.
Yeah, come, yeah.
The
Yeah, yo.
nanoparticles, because that makes you more docile, more, because it's changed. It's like re-engineering. That's what you call bioengineering,
Come,
because you got that same shit in the chemtrails.
come.
So when it comes down, and there was a dude that studied it. Some people found they found it in their bloodstreams and shit, man.
Wow. Yo, and that, and yo.
In their skin, because there was a magnifying glass. So when he went inside the skin, certain chicken nuggets in McDonald's, he saw little wires, like very small, smaller than the eye can see.
It's crazy.
And it was like small, so when you ingest it, it can't like burn from the acid from the enzymes in your stomach.
That's crazy.
You know, so like
I
that,
said
like
that's
that.
major.
When you're going through like with because now they got heat-seeking cameras, so they'll be able to.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
they
saying? So
want to keep track of that.
that's part, yeah, man. But
You know? That's major.
But,
and yo, nah, to back
nah,
you up.
I don't know.
And this how you know that I believe it got those nanobites as well, because you had that movie G.I. Joe. I believe it was the first and the second one, you know, with Marlon Wayans in it. And that's what they was talking about, nanotechnology, man. You know, and that was a few years back. So whatever Esau does, he puts it in his movies, his videos, you know, and all that. So they show you what they're going to do before they do it.
Predictive program.
Yeah,
Predicted, yup, that's
the
it.
same way that the Lord does. He tells you what's going to happen before it happens. That's prophesied.
Yeah.
You know, we prophesied on the right hand side. They prophesied on the left hand side. You know, because we can tell them their future as well, man. You know, they can't even tell you that.
Right, with the remember when Elijah going against the prophets of Baal, they couldn't prophesy,
Yup, that's right.
you know.
That's right. That's right, bro. Oh, you said Surah 5 and what?
8.
Going to the book of
Habakkuk.
Dang,
Hey brother.
this Sirach chapter 5 verse 7.
Good.
It says, make no tarrying to turn to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Right.
and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai come forth.
Hey, and it says suddenly, because even I believe in Job where it spoke about a time, well, roughly paraphrasing, how fishes are taken from an evil net. All of a sudden, because a fish is just, a fish is probably like, yo, I'm about to get it popping with my girl. Yo, and then he see a hook, or he's like, oh, word, you know what, I'm going to take it to her. Whoop. Your guys get, but that's an evil net, a snare. So people are going to get caught suddenly, that's what I said. Don't, what do you say? Don't tell me. You know, don't wait. I'm gonna wait like the Lord gotta wait for you. The Lord don't gotta wait for you, man. You know, it said what? The Lord shall come like a thief in the night. You know?
That's right.
So, not even Yahushua know when the Lord is gonna, when Yahushua is gonna actually make that decree, like, all right, now when clap, yeah. Yahushua don't know when Yahweh is gonna get that word. Like, yo, I was ready, my son. Go
It
get
is
it.
done.
Sick.
Get him, boy. Man, these bikes are annoying you, man.
That's that, man.
Man, like, big time, you know, this is what's gonna happen to us now.
After a while, you get used to that.
It says,
Might as well bring
it
it
says,
to the top.
this is Sirach chapter 5 verse 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
Yo, showing you there's nothing here that could secure you from death, from judgment of the Lord. Yo, look at Jonah. Jonah tried to run from the Lord. He went in the middle of the ocean, and the Lord still got him.
Ain't down in the mud, got my whole man. They need me in the trap, but I can't go back. I got my
Yo, and that was a man of the Lord. So imagine the wicked. Yo, what we read earlier, he said something, they're numbered. What we read earlier, and they brought up how they are numbered to the slaughter.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, you ever heard the saying, I got a bullet with your name on
Yo,
it.
God.
Yo, the Lord got a
That's
missile
right.
for your name on it, man.
Yo, he got whatever. He got a pledge.
Yo,
with your
whatever,
name.
yeah, a shot.
He
with your
got
name.
judgment with your name on it. You know,
That's
however
it.
he fit to seek the judgment, man. You know, it's coming for you.
But Joe, showing you like what you said earlier. Isaiah 30, woe to them that go to Egypt for help.
Yo,
It said, woe, meaning destruction
That's right.
is going to come upon them that look for Egypt for help. Because they seeing. The Lord said, except they see signs and wonders, they will not believe. So these motherfuckers got that mindset, oh, I ain't going to believe it till I see it. Just like in the days of Noah.
Yeah.
Oh, because they never saw rain back then.
Yeah.
The Lord had it to where the plants was able to drink from the dew, from the night.
That
You
morning
know?
dew. Yeah.
Right, from the morning dew.
That's water, actually. It's actually
Right, so they ain't never seen it
it
rain.
come from the Somali.
Right, so when they saw it though, it was already too late. You know? Well, we don't technically. Yo, we seeing the chariots happen. We seeing the famine. We seeing the plagues. We're hearing about the wars and rumors of wars. We're seeing the false prophets. What more your dumbass wanna see? Just a man just shoot up in front of you?
Right.
Nigga, who is you? First off, you know? It's lucky.
Oh, snap.
You know?
That car that just turned the corner. And it's funny because we were talking about on the side of the car, it says gone in a puff. Gone in a
That's
puff.
spirit.
Yeah.
Can't make that
I
up.
just looked, I was like, oh shit, gone in a puff. It says, yo, I'm gonna read this again, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It says, and in thy secure, matter of fact, I'm gonna start with the top. Sirach 5 and 7, it says, make no tarrying to turn to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. And that's crazy because it said go in the puff, and it said suddenly. Like a puff is real fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how fast you're going to die in your security. Because people are secure with this jab.
Right.
People are secure with their jobs. They're secure with their homes. You know what I'm saying? They're secure with their education or whatever. Yeah, their benefits and all that.
Right.
But now it's being taken away from them. So that's how they're going to be destroyed. They're getting destroyed with that stuff, man.
That's right.
You know? So the Lord, yo, he's a man of his word, man. And everything that he said he's going to do, he's doing it, man. You know? He's not playing no games with these people, man. He's the only people that's playing with these people, man. You know? Verse 8. It says, set not thy heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity.
You know, you're gonna have to,
Yeah, I can read that again.
I gotta go like this. I gotta do it. Back you up.
Grab Proverbs 10 and 2, Baba Kashan.
Wait, I think oh no, I don't got it.
It says, set not thy heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. So, yo, in the day of calamity, ain't none of your riches going to help. Your education's not going to help. Your job's not going to help. Your children not going to help. Anything on this planet ain't going to help you, man. In the day of calamity. Yeah, your woman ain't going to help.
Yeah.
Because men walked away from this truth for a woman, man. You know? It tells you in the scripture, there'd be many that went out of their wits for women, man. And a lot of these men go out of their wits for a fucking woman, man.
It said, what, women that destroyed kings, man.
Yeah, kind of. Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, but it said,
Set not thy heart upon goods unjustly gotten.
unjustly gotten. So, yo, everything that these people are getting here that they already got. All this is vain.
Mm.
It's all
That's right.
vanity.
That's right.
Meaning it's void, it's nothing. There's no value to it, man. There's no value to it. Everything is built up already here. Primarily America. Because this is what's going to be that wasteland, right? From that lake of fire going to a World War III, right? Where the scriptures speak about the 20,000 horsemen in the book of Revelation. That's talking about the missiles, you know, that came out with the fire. You see, the only thing that's valuable is you. We're the man of the Lord is going to be the only thing valuable on that day.
God, he said
Because
what?
there's nothing else valuable. You can't take nothing else with you.
Right.
You know, you got niggas going to funerals, putting liquor, putting bottles and money on them. What's that gonna do, man? You know?
Yo, I got the etymology of that word unjust.
Come on, bring it up.
And look, I'm gonna show the camera
Come on.
real quick. Yo, it's an online etymology for it says late 14th century. It says of persons sinful, pertaining injustice from it says from not just of actions of actions. That's it.
Yo, and that's a simple, you gain a job. Oh, here's $100. All right, you got something, but that was unjust. Because you had to get a job to get that.
That's right.
You got a mill. Oh, look, we made it. Get the red pennies. We got $1 million. But you did it unjustly. Motherfuckers that get money, but they gotta cook pork and shit. People that's in the industry.
Yo, cut
People
your
that
beard.
sell out, making merchandise to the Lord. That's unjust. Why you think that I was shot flip? I got a swift one. So back that one up. This one's quick. Swift dagger. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4.
Damn, that's what I had. Go ahead, that's the spirit.
My fault.
Nah,
bro.
bring it
It's a
out,
lot.
bring it out, bring it out. I got another one. That's
Yeah. Hey, that's unity, by the way. Cause look, that's one body. We're in one mind, one faith.
That's right.
That's what it means to be unity, man. I just had to say that.
Right.
But this is Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
Right.
Righteousness. So your righteousness, your works, that's what's going to deliver you from the day of wrath.
Right. That's right.
How more plain can it be?
Plain
It's
upon
plain
tables.
upon tables. The meal is set up right here. You want to eat? You really hungry? Come on. We'll feed you that spiritual bread and water, that oil. That's why they didn't understand that when Yahweh shot. That's why Yahweh shot told them they knew not the miracle of the loaves. Because you had a lot of people following for vain reasons. They followed him. Oh, now I'm getting my daily. That's why people go to these love kitchens, the soup kitchens. Nigga, you got atheists. Oh, now I'm going to church. No, but I thought you was an atheist. Now, hey, man, you know, they giving out food. If it's free, give me 3. Because you know niggas, man.
That's right.
You know, so
That was a banger.
that's vanity. You know, you're not trusting in the Lord, man.
Yo, down Kensington, man. Yo, them people, they give out food like that all the time. That's why I remember a dude who used to come in the deli all the time. He died, you know? And yo, because I told him about the Lord, he fucked up against him. And how I heard he went out, yo, the Lord killed that man in the shower where he slipped and cracked his skull, man.
Damn.
And his name was Mike, man. I used to always talk to him about the Lord. When I started talking about it, I think he was an Edomite. But every time I started talking about it, he used to get mad as hell. You always talking about God. I don't want to hear that. This. But he used to always go to, yo, he knew, yo, every little church or whatever that gave out food, he knew all about it, where to get it, every day.
Church
And he was like,
hopping.
to get food. So he was like, man, why do I gotta spend my money on food? They give out free food every day. I save my money so I can drink my beer. I say, yo, this nigga
See,
crazy,
I mean,
man.
that is true, but,
Yeah, but-
he put his faith
Yeah,
in it.
but
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
He trusted in that.
right.
That was his security.
That was it. Ooh.
You know, that was his security. And did that save him in that shower? Hell no.
Nah.
You know, God in the shower. Yo, the Lord is cold,
Hey,
man.
can I bring up a point? That I was watching this dude. He was in the music industry. He came out of it though. He was explaining, right? Because you know they were interviewing him or whatever. So he's outside, like in front of the projects, you know, explaining to them. He said he was in it for about 7, 8 years, and he was saying how he was into that black magic, and he had to do. He said he did blood rituals before, but he said one day he was in his room, right, and he did like a blood sacrifice, right? So, because he was explaining, yo, I conjured up spirit from the left hand. This is what he was saying. So he said, you shouldn't be. He was like, you shouldn't be afraid, because we always do that in the industry. He said, but this time, his bed, because he was on the bed, but his bed flipped like it, boom. And he said, yo, it was one of them heavy beds with the heavy wood. There you go, Meek Mills drop by, right?
Well, at least
Go
that,
figure.
At least that shit was quiet.
But yo, he said,
The fight.
cause yo, Meek Mill so man.
Yeah, yo, and that's funny that you speaking about the blood sacrifice, because he does all that.
Nah, yeah, that's why he came out. Hey, man. But yo, so he said the way the bed flipped, because he had one of them heavy quality beds. He said he experienced a near death when he got shot at before. He said when that happened, he had that same feeling
Wow.
of him having that near death experience. He said, yo, right there, he said, yo, I left because I thought I was gonna die that moment. He said, you shouldn't, we did this many times. I wasn't afraid before. He said, he felt like God gave him a warning right there. Cause Satan don't care about you niggas. He just want to collect souls. And then when your time is up, off with your head. I just wanted to bring that out because
Yeah, that's a
people,
great
they
point.
trust in that on the left hand when Satan works for the Lord.
That's right, that's right. So all you're doing is deceiving yourself. Bring it up.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter.
Proverbs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Proverbs, what was it? Proverbs
10 and 2.
10 and 2. And I got one after that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 2.
Come on.
Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death.
That's right. That's plain and simple. But this is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19. It says, matter of fact, I'm going to go to verse 18. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 18. It says, matter of fact, verse 17. It says, it's Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 17.
God.
It says, all hands shall be feeble and all knees shall be weak as water.
People's gonna be afraid.
God. It says, they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads.
And that's kind of like Nineveh in
It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed there. So like their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They shall not satisfy their souls.
Hey, if I may jump in real quick, and that also goes to these elites. All that gold they harvesting, the bunkers,
Like
trying to go out of space with their new space, because the Lord's in Amos Mountain, it tells you, when they go up to the heaven, the Lord's going to bring them low.
That's right.
When they dig into hell, you know what I mean? You know, Buffy Powder going to butcher it. But the Lord, how can you, the Lord is a spirit, man. He's everywhere.
Right.
So there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide.
That's right.
baby.
Yeah, right. It's grave digger.
Straight up, man.
It's gonna be like wildfire. I don't want it.
No, because the Lord is visiting the earth that He created.
That's right.
So how you gonna run from that?
That's right. It says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block
quick, okay,
of
sure.
their iniquity.
That's that. Esau's gonna go back to that nature,
come.
as the Flintstones.
Yo, it says it's the stumbling
Slack it,
block
brother.
of their iniquity, man. You know? So artists, they think they got that money like your Jay-Z's and LeBron James and all that. All that money they got, they're gonna be paying they're gonna be burning, throwing it, you know? Because it's useless, man. You know? And that was a stumbling block to them. That money. Why? Because they like, yo, man, I gotta get out the hood, man. I can't live like this. Why did the Lord put you there? For one, it's because of your disobedience, you know, towards Him, man. You turned your back on His laws, statutes, and commandments that He gave you. So now He like, you know what? I got you. I'm gonna put you in punishment. But now, since you're in punishment, like the people that was in the wilderness, they're in that same spirit. You know, all the miracles that they saw right in front of their face, they still wanted to go back to Egypt. On top of that, they wanted to build a God for themselves that they could physically see. Because they thought that Moses went up on the mountain and was just gone, man.
They lost
You know?
patience.
Yeah, come. Well, yo, and it tells you in the scripture, woe to them that lose patience, man. You know? Because you lose your patience, man. Yo, losing your patience can get your ass killed, man.
Right.
You know? Just like if you out here and you know shit going on, and you just lose it, get angry and do some crazy shit, now you get shot and you dead.
Hey, because if you
You
lose
know?
patience, you don't want to suffer no more.
That's right. Because patience is what? Suffering quietly. You know, you have to suffer, man. The Lord is being patient right now. He's being patient with us.
Yep.
Because He could have been destroyed all of us, man. Because we all did a sin that's worthy of death, man. You know, and that's all we worthy of is death, man, for real. This flesh. Because this flesh is fucking sickening, man.
That's why the scripture says, seeking 10 times more.
That's right. Yo, Baruch 4:28. You know?
That's why with all these
Man,
riches,
come back.
that's why with all these riches, it's going to be destroyed. That's why the scripture, John said in Revelation, they shall not buy or sell.
That's right.
Because if you got, that's showing you right there, that your fiat currency is going to have no value.
Yeah. That's right.
But the real riches is the earth. It's having land. It's having slaves, spices. Even when King Solomon showed you that when he was on the scene.
That's right.
40 years of plenteousness, man. You know? That's why, you know, he had all the lavish animals. You know what I'm saying? All that. Gold. His you know, and it was all through righteousness.
That's right, yeah. That's right. Those were riches God righteously, justly. You know, and then on top of that, the other nations was bringing it to him.
Well,
You know?
yep.
They bought him, but there was gifts to him.
Yeah, they all came the same. Yep.
That's right. The same way as we're going to be in our kingdom, man. They're going to be, the gold belongs to us anyway. The silver, all this stuff belongs to us. You know? So these nations, all they're doing is keeping it warm. That's it.
Yeah. Keeping it in. That's it.
This is Baruch 4:27. It says, "Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered, Salaki. For you shall be remembered of Him that brought these things upon you."
That's right.
That's what's happening right now, man. It said, "We shall be remembered of Him that brought the things upon us." Who brought it upon us? Yahweh, man. That's why we have to cry out to Him. That's what we're doing, crying to Him, because we know that He brought these things on us. We know that we're in captivity for our sinful ways, you know, our unjust dealings, man. You know, brothers used to commit adultery, man, smoke weed, cigarettes, you know, all type of wicked shit. You know, so all those things could have got us smoked, man. But the Lord had mercy on us, man. You know, and gave us His name to call upon Him, man. You know. So verse 28 says, "For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more. For He that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation." Come on, man. So He's going to bring, the same way He brought all these plagues on us, He's going to bring you back into the kingdom. He's going to give you the kingdom. A world without end is going to last forever, man. And we know these things. That's why we can sit here and patiently suffer, man. You know? Be patient with it. Like, Lord, man. But some you get mad, like, man, like we brought out earlier. You know? You like, Lord, when are you going to take this man out of power, man?
I mean, rightfully so.
God, because when you know that you're over somebody, a people, you know, and they're ruling over you, and you like, and you really, they're defenseless. You can't do nothing, man.
Listen,
Because our defense is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. You know?
hey, well, that's why I mentioned comfort. How about the shot? Can you read the first one more time? What you just read, but the first verse.
28. All right, back in the book of Baruch, chapter 4. Come on. Back in the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and 28. I'm going to read the 29. I think that's what you want. It says, for as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these things, these plagues upon you, shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. Oh, all right, to the top. All right, come. Now that's some more.
I just wanted to make the point.
Some more meat on there.
Because that's,
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 27. It says, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
And the Lord is hearing the sighing, crying of his men. Why are we sighing and crying? Because what? We're under, like it says, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Proverbs 29 and 2. So what? Why we in the flesh? We gotta work. We you know, some brothers see that women get the children get taken away from them. You know, going through pain. You know, having to suffer. Right? We gotta bear our cross. But what? We're being comforted through this word. See, these people are looking for alternative routes to get comfort from other avenues. You know, making more money so they can feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Selling out, you know, and all that. But that's not going to comfort you in the day of wrath. You know, this is going to, that's why it says, the scriptures say, comfort one another with these words. Why? Because we know the end. You know, we know our reward. Because we're doing this for a reward, man. You know, that the Lord promised us. You know, so when we think about the kingdom, you know, that drives us to want to go even more. Right. Just like a basketball player, when they think about the trophy, it drives them to want to go hard. You know what I'm saying?
They say, I go hard in the paint.
But they do it for a wicked trophy, though. They doing it for that, because that's what comforts them. Right. You know, but in vain. What comforts us is knowing Yahweh Shah is coming back to defend us, man. You know? So right now we defending him.
Right.
It says, who shall, Proverbs what, 94:16, who shall stand up against the workers of iniquity, man? You know? Because you don't, because you don't see a lot of people rising up and standing up for what's right.
Right, God.
They just going along for whatever.
That's right.
You know? So there won't be any animosity. Nah, fuck that.
Right.
Righteousness gotta stand up.
Right.
Right.
That's it, man. The truth, yo, you can't hide the truth for so long.
Right.
You know?
You say that which is done in the dark shall come to the light.
Yeah, that's it.
Now go swiftly. This is St. John 14 and verse 16. I'm sorry, verse 15. It says, "If ye love me, keep my commandments, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever." You know?
That's it.
That's plain and simple. And that comfort is these words.
That's it.
Which that's Yahweh Shah. Why? Because he comes in the volume of the book. Right? You know?
That's right.
But
And
going
then,
back,
you know, the Lord, he's going to send brothers around your way.
no, God.
Righteous brothers, that's it. Like-minded
That's
brothers.
right. That's in the spirit of Yahweh Shah.
That's right. Because how is another man going to comfort me?
Hold up, slide.
You know?
Say
So,
that,
brother,
say
I'm
that
sorry.
again. No, what you said?
The Bible say it's better to sleep on the roof than the wife that's arguing at you. Contentious type. God bless you. I didn't even know you
I
was.
had to see that.
Oh, yo, I love you.
Hey, we
That's
love
a-
you, man. That's
Jesus.
why we out here for.
I believe you, honestly, you God,
So
man,
no,
you God,
no,
honestly.
no, him, don't.
Honestly, because them people scared to talk the truth. I talk the truth, I read the Bible. Whether I'm in your face, his face, or whoever, the devil, the white man's face, him, me, I know, I love you, man. I know. They did some dirty things to us. These white people, you know what they did to Emmett Till? You know? And they tell us that we ain't no devil. How the fuck you do that? You steal everything. White people steal. This is empty.
That's right.
Empty.
That's
They
right.
steal everything.
Right.
That's
right.
Yo,
They
Paul,
steal
look, y'all
everything. They don't have no
shot.
white.
No. Hey,
We
clear
got-
that
we
name,
got-
brother. Yahweh.
Yeah. Yahweh. We
No,
know
no,
Yahweh.
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 That's who the world comes
That's
from.
right, but they don't have no life. Mexicans got Spanish, black people got African food, which is good. These personages in America don't have no. They arrest y'all with me, they arrest you, they arrest everybody. Man. God no. They still. That's where the Arabic, you know 1 + 1 = 2. That's where that came from. Arabic. I'm not saying that.
Nah, brother.
It did.
That's cool. Yeah, we on.
But it came from Arabic. It came from the Arabic language. Well, I believe it came from.
But nah,
Well, I
brother.
believe it came from black.
Hey, brother, look at this.
Believe you can't for black people.
Look at
Yeah.
this.
That's
Look at
right.
this, brother, real
Take
quick.
care.
Before you leave, where you from on that side?
Well,
Where is it?
I might be. I think this is me.
That is you.
Jehovah's greater.
Howard.
Take care of y'all.
All right,
Take
brother.
care, man.
All right, brother.
We'll see you around, man.
Nah, I just,
Oh, white people did damage us.
I just wanted to get a picture.
And then when we do it, they get afraid of us.
yo, that, hey, man, that's the spirit,
Fuck
man.
the fuck.
Because, yo, that's how you know. That's why I called the brother over, because and yo, he was schooling the other dude, man. That
Yeah,
was walking down the street.
That's how you
As
dipped
soon
off.
as we stopped him, the other boy kept going. Where he could have got, the truth.
Right.
So the Lord, hey man, the
Had
Lord
his opportunity.
That's right. So he decided to walk off. Hey man, the Lord had mercy on him. If not, he marked himself. But
Yeah,
at least
'cause
he got to hear the names.
We told him 3
You know what I'm
times.
saying? Yeah, he got to hear the names out of all 3 of our mouths. But that's funny because he's talking about the woman. I saw. And yo, a man like that, see, and that's why you can't judge on the outwardly, man.
Right.
Because yo, a man like that, he has some knowledge. Right. He walking around, his clothes all hanging all crazy, and he told you, man. He said this place is over.
Hey, we was talking.
Yep.
And we was just
It's
talking
ended,
about
yeah.
that.
We
He
talking
said
about
it's
comfort.
ended. That's
Yeah.
right. And the comforter. Now what? We was talking about a comforter.
Right.
Now the Lord used that man to come comfort us.
That's
Because
spirit.
we've been talking about it.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
The
the
Lord,
spirit.
and the Lord brought him by, man.
that's right.
To comfort us, those were comforting words. He's like, man, them white people, they did this. Look what they did to Emmett Till. And just to look at that man, like, you would think he was slightly slow or retarded. But look at what he said, man. That's how you know the Lord, man's going his other way, man.
Hey.
How can a man therefore understand his own way, man? So
That's
the
right.
Lord guided his steps to come this way for me to hear that, to be like, yo, what you just said?
Right.
Yo, say that again. No, he said it right to the king.
Right.
No, you can't lick those things up, man.
Hey, because even these demons know scriptures.
Yeah, God, that's
So
right.
people look at him, oh, he got spirits.
Yeah.
Well, because even men in the truth, oh, that person got demons. Well, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, God.
You know?
That's right, yeah.
Because the Lord healed people with demons,
Right.
with spirits on them, full of, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you don't know where he's going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yo, we still battling demons among ourselves.
Right. Every day.
That's why we need. That's why we need the ultimate position, which is Yahweh Shah.
God, God. Yo, man, I gotta read this because yo, this is perfect for what the man was talking about. I'm gonna start at back in Baruch 4. I'm gonna start at verse 28 again. Go down. It says, "For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned." It says, "So being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that had brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee the name will comfort thee." Man, for he that gave thee the name shall comfort thee.
Wow.
So those dudes that's like, that's why, we had to give him the name, so he could be comforted. And that name is important for those Israelites that's speaking, because you can clearly tell he done heard some things,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it was like Yahweh,
Yeah.
Jesus. He's saying all these different names.
Yeah.
But the Lord gave us the name, so when we get that name, we're supposed to run with that name, man. Because we have faith to believe that that's the right name to call on, man. Because, like the brother said, the demons even know the scriptures. Like, I've been talking to dudes, they be like, man, I done saw miracles in Jesus' name. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. Demons got powers too, man.
Right.
The same way like Pharaoh, when he threw down his rod with his 2 rods with Moses' rod, So that was witchcraft sorcery right there. That was someone called out a miracle. I saw, they could be like, I saw miracles in Pharaoh's name. Hey man, come on, man.
Right.
The name is important, and that right there lets you know how important the name is, man. Hold up, bro. It's a little.
Just to back up the name.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, man. Oh, this is
Just to back up the name part. This is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower.
That's right.
The righteous runneth into it and is safe.
That's right, see?
So you're not going to be
Beautiful,
safe
brother. Beautiful.
under a name of another God.
That's right. And that goes hand in hand with that, man. It says, take a good heart, back in Baruch 4 and 30, take a good heart, O Jerusalem. Then that lets you know he's only dealing with Jerusalem. That's the 12 tribes, man. That's all he didn't say, take a good heart, O earth. All you nations, he ain't say that, man.
Right.
Right.
That's how you know he's only dealing with Israel, man. He's not dealing with all these other people, man. It says, take a good heart, that's your mind, your life, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. It says, miserable are they that afflict thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. God damn.
That's talking about Israel.
And that's what he was just saying, man. He said it's the end. It's the end.
It's
The same
end.
way they rejoicing now, they're about to be grieved.
Yeah.
And their time for grieving is coming real short, man.
Right.
He said it's the end. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump. You got something? I'm gonna jump into
Nah,
Joshua.
you got it.
Joshua,
Second chapter.
and I'm gonna go down because,
Welcome to salvation.
but it's talking about all the nations that the Lord brought down for us.
Yeah, I believe the scriptures also say, I brought down kings for thy sake.
That's right. Right.
Roughly paraphrase. That's right, brother.
But this is Joshua chapter 2. Salakia.
That's heavy. That's showing you that the Lord is not completely, he didn't forsake us.
Right, right.
Now he's turning his back from us, to us, pardon me. And you see, now things are happening quick.
That's right. That's right.
From the 4 corners of the earth. That's how you know salvation is at hand. That's what it say. The word shall go out throughout the four corners of the earth. Then shall the end come. Matthew 24:14.
Matter of fact, I'm going to start at the top, man. This is Joshua.
Look at that. That's what's in Joshua 24.
Here we go.
Oh,
I
you
got
got
it,
it?
yeah. This is Joshua chapter 2, but matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 5. All right, this is the book of Joshua chapter 2, verse 5. It says, and it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate when it was dark, that the men went out, whither the men went, I woke not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. But now this is talking about when Joshua and them went into to go spy on the city, you know. But the harlot, she took them in, man, and she hit them, you know. So when the people that they went to the city that they went to, the men came, was like, yo, where the men at? Where'd they go? But she like, yo,
Jericho.
yeah, con. So she was like, yo, she ain't telling them nothing, you know. But for this act, her and her whole family was saved, and this is representing salvation, man. You know what I'm saying? And he told her, just like in the Passover, when we had to put the blood of the lamb on our doorposts, so you know, our firstborn wanted to be killed in Egypt, he told her to put a mark on her door so he would know which one not to destroy. He said, nobody's gonna come in and destroy your family, man. Just because of that mark, man. So he gave her that Noah, man. She was exempt from judgment. You know, the judgment of that city, man. You know? So it says, when it says, I will not pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof of the house and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. So she put them specifically in order, man, to hide them. And that's heavy, man. Because the Lord, when that day comes, when all calamity and all hell breaks loose, he's going to hide us the same way, man. And the rest of these people is going to be catching hell.
It's like in Egypt.
That's right, yup.
With the blood on the with the blood on the doorpost.
Yeah.
But now that's our money.
Yup. And he hit him. You know, he hit us from that. You know, because what he told us, he was like, yo, stay inside. Don't go out. So now you're hearing all these things go on, you're like, God damn. You're hearing a whole bunch of mourning, screaming, like, you're like, yo. And some would be intrigued to open the door. So you open that door, that's your ass. You know, you got to listen to what the Lord says, man. It says,
like, the righteous shall scarcely be saved.
that's right. Come. Look at Lot's wife. What'd she do? She turned back. You know?
Her mind was still in that, you know what I mean?
Come, that's right. It says, and the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. It says, and as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof, and she said unto the men, I know that Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, have given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. You know, so they were scared. They knew about us, man. Nigga better ask about me. You know, so the Lord's name ring bells, man. You know, and we back in that same spirit now, so we're making his name ring bells again. And it's definitely going to ring bells when all this hell break loose and you start seeing what the men of the Lord do, man.
It say they shall call on his name from the rising of the east.
That's right, rising of the sun. You know? So, but she said, I'm gonna read that again. Yeah, that's heavy. You know? It says, she said, verse 9, back in Joshua 2 and 9. It says, and she said unto the men, I know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen. It says, and yo, that's crazy because she even knew the name of our power, man. She said, I know that Yahweh have given you this land. You know? He promised it to us. So she was like, when they saw us, she knew that there was Israelites. So when she saw them, she was like, oh shit. It's about to go down.
Especially because, you know, what the whole description of John, how they were walking around.
Yeah, the
I
Lord.
think it was like 7 times,
Yeah,
showing. That's what brought the whole wall of Jericho down.
That's right.
Just like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We're shouting the name of the Lord, bringing His word out, and what it's doing is bringing down strongholds.
Right. And they see that.
We're bringing this shit down,
That's
man.
right.
Everything's
Right.
being
That's
exposed.
right.
Because once something is exposed, then that's it. How can you fool me now?
Yeah.
Like the saying, fool me once,
Yeah.
shame on you, fool me twice, shame on you.
Yup.
Nigga, you ain't fooling the men of the Lord.
Right.
Paul said, we're not ignorant, saints the places.
And that's a beautiful point, man. Because the more we bring these words out, that's why they trying to cut brothers' YouTubes down. You know, take brothers' channels down. You know why? Because they hear that vibration, that shouting that we're doing now. This is Joshua 2.
I got it.
Verse 9. Yeah. So that vibration is bringing this place down. And now they're starting to see, because when we speak about the things, while through the scriptures, it's starting to happen. You know, because men been doing this, the apostles been out there for, what, 35 plus years. You know, the apostle Tahar. You know? So that vibration been going out since Abba Bivens. Now you starting to see the shit starting to, they like, oh, we got to get them niggas off the corner. You know, because they know the terror of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is falling upon him, man. He's falling upon his place. Right. It says, started again in verse 9. It says, and she said it unto the men, I know that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua have given you the land, and that your terror is falling upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. So they were scared. It says, for we have heard how Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua dried up the water and the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. So that's telling you right there, man, that the Lord, he took down these other people, man. He took down these kingdoms and these kings for our sake, man, for our people's sake. And he's doing the same thing right now, and we're seeing it happen. And that's why it's a beautiful time to be living in this in these times that we're living in, man. You know? And we're reading this because this is history. These are things that the Lord already has done, man. You know? So if he did it back then, why is he not going to do it now? And he gave you his promise, man. He gave you his word. He said he's a man and he cannot lie, man. You know? He's a man and he cannot lie. So if he said he's going to do it, trust and believe, he's going to make it happen, man. You know? And these are all the nations that he brought down, man. It says, man, we got some in Exodus 14. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab real quick Exodus 14 and 12 to 21. Book of Exodus chapter 14 and verse 21. It says, and Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. So that was a miracle. So that's what she referred to. You know? How the Lord did all that. So once they heard about those miracles, they like, yo, man, the Lord that they serve, yo, that's the one. He's the ultimate. There's no other Lord powerful than him, man. You know? And they feared and they trembled. But right now, when you speak the Lord's name, these people look at you like you crazy. They don't fear, they don't tremble. But they soon will when the Lord comes back, man. And once he brings these plagues and these calamities to America, man. All right? It says, verse 10. It says, for we, Salaki, verse 11. It says, and as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt. And what it tells you in, I believe it's Isaiah. It says men's hearts shall fail them. You know? Their hearts going to fail. They're going to have a heart attack when they see the Lord crack the sky open, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Said what the great what the prophets, the great men shall cry their bitterly.
That's right, Con.
So imagine the women.
That's right, Con. It said their heart melted when they heard of those things that the Lord did for our people. You know, now you got the Israelites, Joshua and his man, I believe it was Caleb, you got them right there in front of your face. Of course they were scared of them, right? You know, they like, damn, these the men, those them right there. You know, and that's the same thing that's going to happen now, man. The Lord is going to, he's saying he's going to make you famous. You know, in the land where you was,
Fame in the land,
yeah.
put the shit.
That's right, that's right. See, those is bars right
Those are bars,
Fame
yeah.
in the land you was put to
I
shame.
shall give
That
thee
was the
land.
Lord's
Shall
spit.
give thee land.
You know? It says, matter of fact, I'm going to start again, verse 11. Matter of fact, I'm going to go up to 10 for the brother. You know, this is Joshua chapter 2 and verse 10, which is talking about is they heard about the miracles of the Lord and all these different nations that the Lord took down for our sakes. So it made these people of Jericho, they were terrified, man. So it's Joshua chapter 2, verse 10. It says, for we have heard how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the two kings, and I believe they cut their heads off, and they had their foots on their neck. And we're going to do the same thing.
Yeah, that's
You know? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our foot on the king's neck.
brother, I got you.
Oh, Salaki. You got it?
Yeah.
Yo, bring it out. No,
No, this is really spirit. But you quoted it, so I had
cut.
to.
Hey,
You
man,
know
that's the
it?
spirit, bro.
Because that's the time we're coming to.
Yo, cut.
You know what I'm saying? After all this is brought low, like Yahweh Shai said, they shall not be left here one stone.
That's right.
Then that's it. It's our time to rule.
And yo, and spiritually, we got our foot on the king's neck right now.
Right.
Yo, and they didn't even have to put their hands on any of them for the walls to be thrown down.
That's right.
The Lord did that.
That's right.
Showing you that He heard them.
That's right. What they do?
Like they were blowing the trumpets. They were marching. They went around it for like 7 days, 7 times.
That's right.
And that's
And
completion.
they follow instructions, right?
They follow the instructions. That's it. And what we about to head to what? That 7th trump.
Yo,
Right.
That's right. That's right,
You know?
man. And these walls gonna come tumbling down.
That's it. They shall build, I will destroy.
That's right. Yup, I'll tear down.
But this
So,
Jeremiah, Salaki. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 24.
yo, bring it out.
And it came to pass when they brought out those kings unto Joshua.
Man.
So yo, you gotta envision that. So
Yo,
they
they
probably had them
fucking
wrapped up.
king,
They
dude.
were like, come on,
Uh-huh.
yoked up.
Dude.
Like,
Yeah.
The hands
That's
behind
right.
his back.
they don't even look at him in his eye.
Yup.
Motherfucker.
And that's a
You know what I'm
king,
saying?
they
Those were
kings.
kings. More than one, yeah.
Yeah, so two of us. So they was running the whole their little nation, man.
Yeah.
Giving orders, putting people to death. Yo, just like Nebuchadnezzar. Yo, with Daniel. You know, we went over that, right? And how much power that he had. So we talking about kings.
That's it.
So the power that he had, he said, listen, if you can't interpret my dream, I'm killing you and everybody that's wise in Babylon. And yo, he said, and he could do it viciously, man. However, he saw fit for them to die, man. You know? So that's the important. These were kings, man. Can't make that up.
And Joshua was basically just a prophet.
Yep, that's right.
So what? We
Not just the
we
prophet.
still got, well,
You know?
I say it like that and a humble tip because yo, the ones that's ruling, we still got kings on earth now.
That's right, yo.
And they
that's
look
right.
at us like, yo, that's just a prophet.
Right.
Okay. All right, I'll be a regular publican. It's all right.
Right.
Because that's how the Lord shows his power anyway.
That's
Right. Because
Yo,
the kings
'cause-
think they have the power because they
That's
control
right.
the armies. And
That's
the
right.
government.
Yep.
Yo, and the Lord was dealing with prophets.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't really dealing with kings directly and priests. He was dealing with prophets directly.
That's right, Con.
Straight up. So
That's right, yup.
come on,
We
man.
had like King David, he was a prophet as well.
I mean, we had kings. Yeah,
Yeah, you had
exactly.
kings that was prophets,
Exactly.
but you know, but the prophets,
Exactly.
that's why like Samuel.
That's why he
You know?
brought
You know?
Damn, that's right. Yo, that's right.
Yeah, the prophet Samuel, when Samuel was telling the kings what's going to happen. Right? You know, look at Joseph. You know, he was a prophet because he told him about he told the king, look, man, this is going to happen. You listen to this, yo, you're going to be cool. You don't listen to this, you're going to be fucked up, man.
That what? That he put him on the stool.
That's right.
Like, yo, you gonna be my right hand.
Yup.
So, well, yo,
Don't go nowhere, brother.
just like you said, we're gonna be given fame in the land we was put to shame.
Yup.
So those are like small little examples.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I'm gonna finish this.
Con.
Joshua chapter 10, verse 24, from the top.
Every time, man.
Now, so these, reading this is what comforts you. Well, it should comfort you.
That's right, Con. That's right.
But it says, because those are our forefathers, man. But it says Joshua chapter 10, verse 24, and it came to pass when they brought out those kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel and said unto the captains of the men of war which went with him, come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near and put their feet upon the necks of them. Hold on. So, and Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of good courage. For thus shall the Lord do unto all your enemies against whom you fight. Call Lord Yahabashim Yahushua, man. Bashim Kudash. That's why it said, that's why it happened. So we know it happened then, and it's gonna happen now. Because there's no new thing under the sun.
You might have to read that again, brother.
Ooh, I had to catch my breath.
Yo,
Yeah.
that was some heat.
That was heavy.
Well,
That was
because y'all
right
when
there,
you see it with your mind, God,
That's right. And yo, that's a representation of our enemies being our footstool.
that's right.
You know? Because they had their foot like, yo, nigga, check this, whatever size on your neck, nigga.
Yeah.
Put your feet in. Yo, they did the same thing to us in slavery. They had the women on their hands and knees, and they put their feet on their backs.
Yep.
Sit there reading books and all that, and they had to sit there. So Joshua, he alright, man. That's why they do that stuff to us. Because they know it was done to them already, man.
That's indignation.
That's right, man. Yo, read that again, bro. I'm shy, bro. That was just, man.
That's why the scriptures in the Revelation says what? He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity.
Right.
Rightfully
Kill him with
so.
the sword, must be killed with the sword.
What you think? We just gonna stay in captive forever?
Right.
When we the Lord's people?
That's right.
You must be out here.
That's right, bro.
Shit. That's a great delusion we all get.
That's right, bro.
Ah, man, hold on.
Bring that back. Bring
Yeah.
the beat back.
Yeah, that's right.
Yo, DJ, bring that back. No, because, that's heavy, man. And you can envision that, because, that's what's going to happen to all our enemies, man. He said all of your enemies.
I got it.
God.
It says verse 25. You gotta wait for the light to turn red and shit to read. It's crazy. So now I know why some brothers go to the parks.
Yo, God, yeah.
Cause
Shit,
God
that
damn.
might be a good idea.
Well, wait a minute, maybe we'll see. It's all through the Spirit. But verse 25, and Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of good courage. For thus shall the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, do to all your enemies against whom ye fight.
Right, again, who we fighting against right now, man? We
Right.
fighting against Esau, man. And all the other nations, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because they all came together to keep the what did it say? They came together and said, let us cut them off from being let us cut them off from being a nation.
That's right.
You know, they all came together. They was all in cahoots, man.
Especially when we were sold into slavery, they were doing deals amongst each other.
That's right. They conspired together. You know,
It's not hidden.
that's right.
That's why King David kept crying unto the Lord to protect him from his enemies.
That's right. That's
But
right.
yo, you gotta know who your enemies are.
That's right, because these faggots don't know.
Because if you don't know who your enemies are,
You give them out the F word.
how you know where they're gonna attack from?
Right.
How you gonna know their snares and
Right. Because they already attacked.
but you gotta check that, be like, oh, well, slavery's over.
Right.
Nigga, no it's not.
Right.
No it's not. Because you feel like you got some type of liberty now. You don't got Muslims and shadows on. So, you know what I'm saying? But that's coming again.
That's right.
That's coming again in the form of a radio frequency identification chip.
That's right.
In the form of, yo, because it's worse to be in mental slavery than physical.
That's right.
Because you got niggas that's in jail. You got, let's say we get locked up. Yo, we still free. You can lock my body up, but you can't take away my faith from the Lord. You see? These people, they are already mentally gone.
Right.
So that's how they can, that's how they're easily manipulated, right?
Done.
To be led to the slaughter,
That's right.
you know?
That's right, brother. That's right.
You're not gonna fool the men of the Lord.
That's right.
Lord willing, we be those men, man.
Right.
What it
Lord
say?
willing.
Even if it, he said, if it was so possible, they would fool the very elect.
I get it.
They're calm.
I get it.
Calm. On the side, man. But that's all they trying to do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna finish this up. Back in Joshua chapter 2, verse 10, Talakia. Verse 10. I'm gonna start again. It says, "For we have heard how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua dried up the water and Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the two kings," which the brother just went into, and what you did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Shion and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, your power is a power in heaven above and in the earth beneath.
Damn.
Come on, man. Come on,
And
man.
you know what proves that? The fish that swallowed up Jonah.
That's right. So that she confessed that our power is a power on the heavens and the sky and the earth beneath. Man.
Oh, that was the one that helped Joshua.
Yeah, the one that done.
Was
And she was a harlot.
Hannah? Was it?
She was a harlot, man.
Yeah, come,
You know, if we go back up to the top and all that, but she was a harlot, man.
come.
Rahab.
And look, and it says, but damn, yo, and yo, the same thing gonna happen again. Because she confessed the name and like, yo, man, he's that boy, man. He's the guy, man.
So the Lord could put the spirit on anybody at any given time.
God, that's
Just
right.
like the guard, one of the guards, during when Peter was locked up.
God,
Now he told him, yo, the Lord can save you in your house, man.
yo, God, that's
Right there, look, who knows? He could be part of your life.
That's right, God.
Let's say we get locked up together. The guards be like, oh, I saw you. Or like you, when you came there with that incident with the officer.
Oh, yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
you
Oh,
was
the
talking
woman.
about, you said that the officer saw you.
Yeah.
Also, that's heavy.
Yeah, God, God.
Because even with Paul, he was like, yo, don't be afraid because I got men in that land.
That's right, God, God.
Paul didn't really know what man which, you know what I'm saying? Because you might just, like, anybody, there could be an angel that passed by.
Yeah.
So you just don't know, man. That's why you just got to keep the faith.
Right.
Keep moving.
Right.
The scripture say the angels are camping around them that fear the Lord. So, yo, look at when Daniel was locked up. There was an angel right there that shut the mouths of the lions.
That's right.
You
Yo,
know,
you know
that's
what?
a spiritual intervention.
That's right. And yo, them lions probably saw the angels like, oh shit.
Yeah, they can see spirit.
You know what I mean? They were
That's
like,
right.
they probably was like, God damn, what the, you know? They was scared. You know, because they know that them angels will put their ass to death, man.
Oh, look at the two she-bears that destroyed the kids that made mockery of
Yeah,
Elijah.
God, that's right. That's
Come
right.
on, man.
The Lord do what he wants, man.
Lord had a bird
God.
feed. Come on.
And yo, just for kind of asking, because the same thing. Hey, and this can happen like you're gonna have the people coming at the last minute. That's only 1/3. You know, this could represent them as well.
Or somebody that hoarded, like you much earlier, sloppy. But just make an example to give a vision to people. How you got people that's hoarding up food. That they may see us. Oh, I know you. I heard it. Come. Here, eat. You know what I'm saying? And they can do that. You know, like you said, they give a prophet a cup of water. They may get that very well.
Now it says, he that receives a prophet in the name of a prophet will receive a prophet's reward.
Yeah.
That's right. Because Joshua was a prophet. Huh? So what did she do? She received him in the name of a prophet. So what? She got the reward that Joshua got as well. You know? And not just her whole family. It says, it said it was no more courage and no man in the city. They was already defeated.
Sure.
That's why Joshua and them walked around and they had to do nothing.
Yeah, but for them to see that or walk through and they had to touch it,
Yeah.
shit, I'd be scared too. Like, yo, God, I want to be on
They was scared before that.
I'm up with y'all.
You know what they said, paying for, man, Calvin got you niggas shook. They was scared to death, man. You know? But it says, verse number 12. It says, now therefore I pray you, swear me unto by Yahweh by Shai, since I have showed you kindness, that you will also show kindness unto my father's house. See, and she referenced her father's house. She didn't say nothing about her mother, man. You know? It says, and give me a true token, and that ye will save alive my father and my mother and my brethren and my sisters and all that they have, and deliver us, Salak, and deliver our lives from death. And the men answered her, our life for yours, if ye utter not this our business. And it shall be when Yahweh Bashim Yahushua had given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. Then she let them down by the cord. It says through, and went through a window. For her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may ye go your way. So she basically gave them the scoop, man. She told them where they went with them. But she had the inside information. But she was from them people. You know, but she got that reward. If you keep reading, I ain't gonna keep going, but if you read down further, you know, it'll tell you that. But the reason I brought it out, because all the different nations that the Lord delivered us from, man.
Yeah, she sacrificed herself.
That's right. That's why he said that the men was like, our lives for your life. You know, if you know what I mean. So it's like, yo, we're die if we don't do what we, deal kindly with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, and that's bad. Yo, that's you can't front on that. Yo, you doing right by me, we gonna do right by you. Fuck it. You gotta die, yo. It is what it is.
That's right, man.
So, yo, if you doing right by the Lord, yo, because we would consider whores, man.
That's right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
We went off whoring to other philosophies or whatever. So now the Lord washed us up. How Joshua probably washed her up. Probably took her as a wife. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm rocking with you. She probably look good. Now, you never know, bro. Just to use that example, as a spiritual example, how yo, we defending the Lord. We consider that towards the Lord brought us back as a form of adoption.
What he say?
You know what I'm saying? And yo,
He said, what? You went a whoring after other guys.
yeah,
So what he doing right now, he washing us up, cleaning us up.
that's it.
Getting us, preparing us for that marriage, man. Bidding us to the marriage.
Yo, and I know there's some, yo, I say what, 99.9% this happens. Women that's whores and in the porn industry. I seen some chick. It was an article. She said that she went from a porn industry.
Oh, yo, you talking
And
about
then
the Asian dude?
she actually married some dude, and she became a housewife, man.
What they say,
But
you
that's
can't
why I
turn
said
a hoe
it's
into a
very
house.
rare.
Yeah.
It's slim to none.
I wouldn't go trying to do that shit.
But I'm just saying, because it's saying
Exactly.
there's gonna be women on that day that say, let me call you after your name. You know? So when all this shit start crumbling down, you have all these chicks coming running. You know what I'm saying? No, because that's the act of war too, Rudy. You take the sport, you know what I'm saying? I forgot you. Like, what's his name from Mortal Kombat? I think it was Freezer. When he grabbed the thing and he went, get over here.
Oh, that was Scorpion.
Scorpion. Get over here. Yeah, man, you got anything about it? Close it off. Hey, you got
God's
it, bro.
willing, man. You know, this camp was edifying. Hope it goes out to the ears that need to hear it, man. You know. Until next week, man, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Hakam, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, Charles the Truth. Honors and salutations to the elect and to the men that died doing the work of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, because they son of ours first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shah, he is the deliverer. And he's coming to deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. So next week, Lord's will, Mawaf,
Mawaf,
Abad,
Abad.
Shalom.